Mixed fortunes for Altrincham in the last few days. A dramatic victory at Brackley on Saturday, but disappointment at the J Davidson Stadium tonight. Harrogate Town have become the first team to score the double over us this season, winning by 3-1. We're talking to manager Lee Sinnot. Lee, 3-1 at home is a disappointing scoreline, but fair play to Harrogate. I think they fully deserved the 3 points on the night.
Yeah, a very efficient Harrogate side. Worked themselves very hard. There's no doubt that I'm going to have another look again on the Alti TV, but we most certainly contributed to our own downfall, especially with the second and third goal. In what was going to be a tight game anyway.
We started the game well enough, played some nice football and quite purposeful, created one or two half chances, didn't quite go for James Walshaw and one or two other players, and then we've lost Scott Leather, and all of a sudden we did seem to lose a little bit of momentum then.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Yeah, I think probably the goal as well that they scored. Maybe you could class it as maybe a little bit against the run of play because we did start brightly. Set us back a little bit, and it was frustrating and disappointing, obviously, to lose Scott quite early on in the game as well. But we'll have a chat about things in training on Thursday. I'll have a look at the video of the goals conceded. But for all our endeavour, for all our hard work, I just thought that. We needed to show, most certainly if you look at both thirds of the pitch, the final thirds, we needed to show better quality defensive wise and a little bit more nous, I would say, for carving out better opportunities for ourselves.
Having scored the first goal, Harrogate did have a couple of further opportunities to increase their lead, but then we've got back into the game with a very, very well worked goal.
Yeah, I mean, if I look at what was quite a common theme, I just think defensively, and like I said, I'll have to have another look on the TV. But I just what struck me was we were late reacting in defensively to their forward runs, and by the time that we'd realised the danger, then it was too late, and that's why they broke through our lines a couple of times.
And they've had one or two other chances. Stuart's made a good save early in the second half, and a couple of other opportunities where they've capitalised on some sloppy defending.
Well, I've just had a word with the players afterwards, and we've been in good possession, but then we've got caught, haven't we? And certain teams are setting themselves up this way, aren't they? They're keeping two banks of four very, very tight, quite deep. But when they break, they break quickly. And if you don't associate the danger, if you don't relate to the danger quick enough, then you're going to get caught out. And I think that probably epitomised parts of our play this evening. From being in decent possession, looking to build attacks, we've been broke on very, very quickly, and it needs sharp minds all the time.
And in terms of our league position, it still looks pretty good. Excellent victory at Brackley on Saturday, and with I think 2 points behind Harrogate with 3 games in hand. But we are losing touch with the top two now.
Well, there's still 11 games to go, isn't there, Brian? I mean, it's. Who knows what will happen between now and the end of April. So we just have to take every game as it comes. It's the old cliche. We knew this was going to be, a testing week. We move on to Solihull now, which has never been the most enjoyable place for ourselves, has it? You do get these grounds that seem to do that to you. But like I said, we'll have a chat about things on Thursday. But I've told the players, you don't get your heads down. You're in a promising position. If you take each game as it comes, let's see how many points we can amass on the board, and what happens between now and the end of April. Well, that will be. I don't think anybody can call it. I don't think any manager can say that they'll be doing this or finishing, in a particular position. So we will wait and see what happens.
In terms of your own expectations, do you think we've got a decent chance of winning the championship?
Well, while it's mathematically possible, and I expect every manager to say the same, Brian, then you don't rule yourself out of it, do you? I mean, people will have their opinions, but, we've got 11 games left. What in amassed to, what would it be, something like 7 weeks? It's going to be a testing time for people. Who knows what will happen? We just have to dust ourselves off from this evening. I mean, if you look at it, in a way, we feel like that, you have to use the words carefully. I'd imagine that we feel a little bit tonight like Brackley did on Saturday, if that makes sense. So you've got to dust yourself off quick, and push yourself into the next game, which is obviously Solihull on Saturday. And like I said, Brian, in answer to your question, who knows what will happen? You don't rule yourself out of anything.
Played two teams who were essentially probably about similar strength in Brackley and Harrogate, yet Brackley are having a little bit of a downturn at the moment. Harrogate looked like a team with some momentum tonight. They were very strong all over the pitch.
Well, that's a crucial thing, isn't it? It's gaining momentum, and you gain momentum by by winning games, don't you? I mean, it breeds confidence. It puts a spring in the step, and you could tell there was a spring in the step from the players in Harrogate. But I'll say this, Brian, I thought we started very well, and I thought for 15, 20 minutes, I thought we were asking questions of the Harrogate players. I was watching certain individuals in their team as well, and they were, working very hard, let me say this, right, to keep it all together. But we didn't get that breakthrough in the first 20 minutes. Is it the old adage with football where they say, you've got to score when you're on top because otherwise you get done with a bit of a sucker punch? Well, maybe there's a little bit of credibility in that this evening. But, we can't have any qualms, about the result this evening because you can't defend like that and expect to get away with it, especially with a team that's, like on a good run, have got momentum behind them. But like I said, we'll dust ourselves up. Who knows who we'll play between now and the end of our season, whenever that may be. It's important that the players, and ourselves obviously learn the lessons from this evening.
As you mentioned, a testing 8 days, 3 big games, and of course, if we can go and win down in the Midlands on Saturday, that would make it a very good week.
Well, yeah. I mean, you want to put as many points on the board as you possibly can, and like I said, it is a testing week. We knew it was going to be a testing week, so we'll just approach each game as it comes.
Lee Sinnot there following the 3-1 reverse against Harrogate Town on Tuesday evening. We move on now to our next game on Saturday, down to Damson Park to take on Solihull Moors. As Lee's mentioned, it's not the happiest hunting ground for Altrincham Football Club in the last couple of years, so let's hope that we can get some better luck down there on Saturday.